Good morning. How is everybody doing? Everybody meaning nobody, because nobody's in the chat. I figured this would happen, but I woke up this morning and I just saw some shit. So if anything else, I guess I could have went and pre-recorded this and posted it that way. Hi, Barbie. How are you? Good morning. But yeah, I got a piping hot cup of coffee, and instead, I know, girl, I coughed my head off all last night. Good morning, Terry Time. How are you? And I didn't sleep worth a darn. And then I woke up and I got, good morning, Terry Lynn. Ooh, almost spilled. Good morning, Marie. It's going to snow this week over where you're at. Oh, Lord. It like snows like, I don't know, very, very infrequent where I live. Perfect. Me too. Me too. I went to sleep and then I woke up to all kinds of fuckery. And I say this, it's fuckery because listen, I'll just get to it. I mean, and I know some of you in here probably are friends with this person and whatnot, and I'm not going to even take away from the fact that Truce is, good morning, Heidi. Good morning. If anybody, did I miss anybody? I'm not going to take away from that. You must live up near like North Dakota or something, or somewhere up there. Because when I lived there, actually, it was, about October to March. But anyway, so I'll wake up to a text from Amanda, and she's like, go watch my YouTube video. I'm like, do what? Good morning, Missy Tessa. Everybody get your coffee, because like I said, this is what I do in the mornings. This morning, I'm doing it with y'all. I usually just talk on the phone and drink coffee, and actually, after I get my son and my husband off to school and everybody out of the door, I usually go back to sleep till around 8:30 just to get a little, because I could sleep all the time. Good morning, Cooch. But to this morning, I started watching this video from last night, and there's a few things I have to say about it. Oh, good, Terry Lynn, you're way ahead of the game. So last night, in the middle of the night, I know there was a lot of rumbling going on over in Siwa's chat about truces and whatnot. And Vera Whispers wanted to be the mediator. Well, there's a couple problems with that. And the first problem is, good morning, Tasha. Good morning, everybody. I don't want to miss anybody. We've got a very intimate crowd today, so I shouldn't have to miss any of you. So my first problem with that is that during the course of this live, I think Dee mentions, and God, I love Dee and Amanda, and they're so funny. They're so different, but Dee will call you out on some shit. And every time she did, I was like, exactly. But one thing is like, if you're going to be a mediator, I mean, I would like to think that this is somebody that's got some grounds to mediate. And by that, what I mean is, for example, if you're going to be leading the packs, two different teams, on taking accountability and apologizing and doing all these things, wouldn't it make more sense that you also have to do these things? I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I heard you. I know, right? Oh, it gets better. It gets better. And I'm not hey, you know what? There would have to be alignment of the stars for me to truce up with some of these people. Okay. Like literally it would have to be a divine intervention. Okay. And let me tell you, the person to lead that is not going to be Vera Whispers. And I'm going to tell you why. And for me, I mean, everybody's to each their own. I understand people are desperate to get this to stop. And to some degree, I am too. But at this point in the game, I'm not making any deals with any devils. I mean, that's basically how I got here, right? That's what's happened. I'm not letting my history repeat itself because I'm not insane. So, am I mistaken, or did you also swear on your entire family, Amber or Vera, whatever, when I asked you about giving John my information to dox me? I mean, I know y'all hear some of the things that I say, and I repeat it, and I don't repeat it because I forgot that I say it. I repeat it because it's very important to note. But you sat there and swore on everything that you owned, your family, whatever, that was not you. You did not give John my information. And for whatever reason, John held your secret for you, even when he didn't like you. Which brings a huge valid point to the table. And this isn't the first time I've seen John try not to be messy, try not to incite shit. Another time was when somebody asked him for Siwa's number and he wouldn't give it up. So John held this secret for you, even when he disliked you. But it came out once John and I were telling our truths that you did. And not only did he tell me that you did this, that you provided him my Facebook photos, you wanted to know, let me know when you're going to do it. Let me know you're rubbing your hands together. Ooh, I can't wait. Ooh, let me know. I've got it all. So while you're up there swearing to D, when D's like, girl, you're the only one that knew about my husband. Why'd you go over there and tell everybody? I swear on my kid. And by the way, everybody knows I got shit tanked on this on my live the other night. Did I ever one time try to deny that? I mean, y'all also evolve from sober to not, okay? And again, if we're going to be mediators and we're going to be authorities that are leading the way to a better tomorrow, then admit your shit. You were tanked last night. If it wasn't drinking, I don't know what it was. But come on, listen back. Listen back to it. So we've got two things here. You're insisting that you're not intoxicated, and it's clear that you are. And no shade, man. We're adults. It's fine. Nobody would have judged you any differently. I mean, look at me the other night. Not that I'm like, again, I'm not a leader. I'm not presenting myself as the moral police. So I don't know. But there's a lot of things and a lot of garbled shit that came out of this conversation. And what I saw was just a bunch of manipulation. You know, I mean, I just watched an hour and a half of manipulation tactics by somebody that can't even saying everybody needs to own their shit when you can't even own yours. I don't understand this. You're up there preaching to a congregation, telling them to own their shit when you're denying slurring your language, you're denying doing things that D's like, but you were the only one that knew. No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. Historically, we know this about you, Vera. You would rather lose a limb than say anything, take any accountability for any of the inactions that you've done. And it makes me sick. Because after all, if you're going to want to truce up, I'm pretty sure what the expectation here is the expectation should be everybody take accountability for what they've done and everybody say they're sorry and ensure that it's never going to happen again. We don't have to be friends, but we can at least make these amends. Hey, I'm sorry for it. And I'll probably have to get a 3-subject notebook to write my wrongs for if I ever decide to do this. And I'm not afraid to admit that. But what we have here is a bunch of people that are afraid to admit it, and they would rather go. They would go to the grave with these things, and a lot of them will. Oh, I mean, like I said, no, I don't think so. I'm speaking about Vera trying to truce up everybody last night in the middle of the night. And excuse me, I know I sound congested and all the things because I'm up early because I coughed my face off all night last night. Yes. There we go. Yeah, I mean, there's no shame and shade in it. Like I said, I mean, come on. Could you imagine me trying to be like, I wasn't drunk the other night. I wasn't drunk on Wednesday night at all. I don't even know what y'all are talking about. I am not. I was not. Girl, stop. Says what I find odd is that she starts off accusing Amanda and Dee of wanting to dot Siwa, which is a lie, and then confronted numerous times. Vera avoided to change this. Yes, that's another thing. Dee was like, no, I didn't. And so, like I said, it was a complete shit show from jump. And of all people that need to be mediating, it's not you, honey. If you're not willing, if you're going to come to the table with dirty ass hands and refuse to wash them, then I don't need you mediating shit in this community. In fact, why don't you go do some soul searching and figure out how within yourself, even if you are another one that's litigating against everybody for dare saying your name. Yeah, she went live with Amanda and Dee. And this is no shade to Amanda and Dee. And Dee finally at the end calls her out and she was like, damn girl, why are you so wasted? And you lie about it. You're always wasted, just like old times. And again, I'm not throwing out shade, but don't lie. Stop lying. No truces are going to be made on lies. Nobody's going to move forward and grow and learn and get out of this shit with somebody that's got the worst track record on the freaking internet conducting some kind of mediation. Okay? I think Dee nailed it on the head. She said, there's something in this for you. No, there's not. I mean, at one point, the conversation went something like this. I even wrote it down because I was like, oh my God. Dee was like, I'm not going to do this. All you're going to do is stab me in the back again. And then the reply was, I wouldn't stab you in your back. I know how anemic patients are. If that was supposed to be a joke, that was very poor. But I think instead it was a confusion of the two conversations. Oh no, you don't ever have to ask for forgiveness every time you have a cocktail, and neither does she. But I just don't understand why people, if somebody's up there with a mantra of own your shit, why is there no shit owning? Like, own your shit, and then yeah, she's not going to do that. So yeah, no trust, none. But it wasn't just one time. It was like, I'm not messed up. I'm not messed up. Girl, we all have seen, and everybody that was on my old page, that drunk live that you did with baby girl Lisa, where you were just like incoherent and you sounded pretty much the same. I will say it was less than that time though. Oh, I know she is. I know she is, and I know she can. I think, and so that's pretty much like I said, normally I'm like, oh, in the morning time, it's like cold. And after I get everybody out, I like to just have, it's so quiet. You can hear a pin drop in my house. You know what I mean? And I started watching a little bit of this with the intention of maybe I was just kind of watching it a little bit when I was getting everybody out the door, and I couldn't stop because I automatically got livid. And I'm like, who in the world is this person? Yeah, or something. She kept insisting she wasn't drinking. When whatever, it doesn't matter. Quit. And you don't have to put all your business out there, but when you're obviously not connecting your words correctly, people are going to say you're intoxicated. Everybody gets intoxicated. It's not that big of a deal. But it's a good place to start when you can't even take accountability for having some drinks at your house. We're not going to even point out the fact that your kids were up at 3 a.m. squirting whipped cream in your mouth. But that's a totally different life. And that was me being a sarky asshole. See, that has no relevance in what we're talking about, but I just wanted to be a jerk. Look, I just took accountability. How about that? That's what you call being a leader and trying to get others to do what they should do in your perspective for being the mediator. I'm not sure if you know how legal mediations work, but I'll tell you really quick if you don't. Whenever there's two parties that are having a lawsuit that are suing, I'm sorry, whenever you have plaintiffs suing a defendant in civil court, that is, mediation does not take place in criminal court. Mediation takes place in civil courts, i.e., malpractice lawsuits, divorces, estate discrepancies, will discrepancies, whatever. In civil law, you can mediate. And what a mediation is whenever you have one law firm representing the defendant, one law firm representing the plaintiff, and a mediator is an unbiased party, often another law firm with mediation attorneys. it would be a conflict of interest for any of these mediation attorneys or the said law firm that the mediation is set to take place. It'd be a conflict of interest if, for example, this mediation attorney, you know, talk shit on the plaintiff upside down and sideways, lied about them, made sure they were doxxed, with you funneling the information. And this is just for me. Like, this is just my example. Like, if I'm the plaintiff and my mediation attorney is Vera, and then I'm like, yo, wash your hands, like scrub, like do a whole surgical scrub, and then sit down and let's talk. What would C would talk about if you exactly. And that is why she doesn't want to. Okay. Further, aside from the fact is that she knows that I could talk circles around her and make complete sense out of everything that I say, whereas she bases everything in her content and her stories and everything on lies or exaggerations if they're true. Now, it does not take a genius to be able to sit there and listen to live, after live and point out. At first, I thought I needed to start writing it down, but I never had to sit and write any of it down because I could just immediately, that's not what you said before. Exactly, Kathy. It does. Which is the whole point of this live this morning is like, if you are going, no, you're never going to admit anything. It took me getting screenshots and calling you out, Vera, for you to, she still hasn't admitted it. For all I know, she's still denying it. But now I don't need her admission because I've got the proof. But sometimes people in this world, sometimes personalities are physically and mentally unable to take accountability for things. It's a personality trait or a personality defect, however you want to look at it. But the truth of the matter is that we were friends and you continued to lie to me about it. I told you I wasn't going to get mad about it. And I wouldn't have. I already knew you did it. I just didn't have any proof. You did it to Dee. You've done it to Amanda. You want to sit there and be like, and that's another thing. In one part of the live, you're like, real. When you called me earlier, was I asleep or was I awake? He was like, you were awake. And she was like, okay. And went on with her statement later in the live. I was asleep until Real called me. Which is it? All I'm hearing are these inconsistencies in this conversation of wanting to squash things and move on and do better. They do, and that's the thing, and it's what's so maddening. And it would be so much easier just to walk away from all this lunacy, knowing that in real life I would never, ever, ever have a conversation with her or Ann Graham or any of these people that I know aren't in line with me. As far as, I don't even know how to say this without sounding like a bitch. I feel like everybody that I conversate with now and have a relationship with now, we're all in congruency with our ability to talk to each other, understand. We're all of, how can I say this? Smart people, rational people. Everybody has their days, of course. I mean, like I said, I've been completely irrational and I'm the first one to admit it. Oh, yeah. And I don't know if Heidi wants to speak on that because that's another thing. Boy, can we learn something from Heidi. And I mean, I'll even give Amber a little cred here too, but we all know that she's probably behind the scenes, talk shit. But boy, can we learn something from that breakup. Two adults went their separate ways and never said a bad word about each other. No texts were shared. No under the bus anybody was thrown. And it's because, and that is something you can really look up to and admire. And, you know, if ever people stop being friends, that's how it should be. But I don't even know, Cooch, the background of how she screwed her over because I've never talked to Heidi about it. Heidi's never mentioned it. But she has screwed all of us over. Even the people that she's friends with now, she screwed them over before too. And I'm sorry, I just can't. Yeah, exactly. She's yet to speak on it. I still have to go back and watch Heidi's interview that she did. I saw it in our group chat, and I need to go back and watch that this morning after I'm done here. I don't remember whose channel it is on. If somebody could put that in the chat so we can everybody could go watch. I heard it was a very good interview. I believe that too. Mentally unstable players. Anne Graham is somebody that thinks she's untouchable because she's from a different country. So she thinks she can call my nursing board and try to get me to lose my job because of things that she didn't approve of that I said online. That's not how things work when you bust your ass and you get a license like I've got, okay? They don't just take it from you because somebody's not happy with what I said on the internet. Maybe if you had your own license, Anne Graham, and your only job and dutiful activities during the day are harping on and stalking other people, maybe you would understand that it's not that easily taken from others, okay? And it sure isn't going to be taken by a Neanderthal like you. I mean, seriously. All these people have so many other things that they should be focusing on. I mean, even I do. I've got furniture in the other room that I need to be chalk painting and distressing. Literally. That's a huge thing that I really should be doing. What else should I be doing? I could probably do better in my backyard. I mean, it actually looks pretty good right now, but it's usually immaculate and like perfect. But these people have like dire things that they need to be doing in their life instead of sitting on here and harassing people. Seriously. I mean, the day that I'm begging for people to subscribe to my channel to get free perks such as mini this and mini that spell and readings and casting, and the day that is my payroll is the day that I will not be on YouTube and I will be making a better life for myself. No offense. Just get some earbuds in and go, girl. Yeah, I should be at the gym too. And I go through that. I go through spurts now. I do. I do. I go through spurts, and I'm sure I'll hit another one soon, probably usually the first of the year, and then it'll happen around like, yeah, whatever. We'll see. I just hate going to the gym. If I could find a great Zumba class, I'm there. In fact, I need to really look into that because that right there, I'll say it again. If you don't like going to the gym, if you desperately want to lose weight, find a Zumba class. Sure, it's played out. It hadn't been really popular since like what, 2012, 2015, something like that. But it is a surefire way to lose weight, and it's fun. So, yeah. But I will say again, I'm all for people making amends and moving on. But if you can't trust the person orchestrating this truce, then how are we supposed to trust the terms of the truce? Yes, I've got to get back and doing it. I know it kills you. Okay. Let me just give you all a little bit. Another person, if you don't want to leave your house, um, hell no. I would rather punch myself in the face than run a marathon. I cannot stand running. I'll do it on the damn treadmill if I have to, but there's no way I'm gonna be in front of people having to run a certain distance. Heck no. Another thing, you guys, if you go to I've heard of that, Beachbody. Listen, y'all go to YouTube and y'all look up the Fitness Marshal. He is amazing. His dances look a little hard at the beginning, but you can play them down, and not have to do all these little flips because he's amazing. He's wonderful. And I find it comparable to going to Zumba. It's just in Zumba, going out to the classes and being in front of people makes you dance a little harder, I think. But he follows the same basic pattern, if you will, than Zumba, like certain moves to certain parts of the song, which makes it easy to remember. You guys go check that out and tell me what you think, because I'm telling you, it will make you want to exercise. He is awesome. And it's an alternative other than Zumba. I need to find me, like, the lady I used to teach at her studio with her, Yes. See, you know about Fitness Marshall, Caleb. And you can also, on YouTube, you can slow play back down. So, and if you ever have issues, like I said, if you can just remember that on the chorus is a move, on verse one, there's a certain move, on verse two, or set of moves, should I say, verse two, a set of moves, and then it kind of just, it's a flow. Kathy, I just got on the views and I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. It's amazing. I mean, it's probably not great. Oh, okay. Hey, Kelly, how are you doing? I haven't seen you in so long. What a sweet lady. How are you? Congratulations, Cooch. That is amazing. It's great. How did you quit? Did you just cold turkey? Did you get hypnotized? Did you take Chantix? How did you quit? Because if I wouldn't have had this vape, I would have. And let me tell you, when I started doing the vape, I choked like you wouldn't believe. I choked, like it was hideous. And I guess it was because my body was used to taking in all that nasty cigarette smoke. And so this, I guess, I don't know. It's something about it made me cough. But if you stick with it, and my problem is that I kept going back to the cigarettes and then I'd smoke the vape and then cigarettes and vape and cigarettes. So the cough never stopped until I quit my cigarettes. Thank you, Kelly. I'm so glad you're doing well. It's so great to see you and thank you for the congratulations. Oh, I know, girl. Look, I thought the same thing. And I'm not a menthol smoker, but I did not appreciate or like the tobacco taste of the vapes. I just didn't like that. Um, but I do the menthol views, and it's really, I mean, I know I'm smoking less. I know I'm intaking less nicotine because I don't do it as much. And guess what? You don't go outside and smoke, so you get more done around your house. It's amazing. It's a win, 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 win. Vape for a year and new vape every once in a while when I want to buy cigs. And sometimes I have that thought, but I don't. But anytime that I see people smoking a cigarette, I'll take one. And I'm a nurse, and I'm here to tell you, nobody is ever, if people just smoked one or two cigarettes every now and then, there would not be lung cancer from cigarettes. But that's the problem is people smoke 2, 3 packs a day. But yeah, every once in a while, and if you see somebody, just go have one and then be done with it. And that also makes me realize that I don't have to have them. When I could smoke one, I used to be like, I'm never going to be like that person that can smoke one and be done. But I can now. And that's also a mental thing. So when I know that I smoke one and I'm not going to go buy another pack of cigarettes, that's also an accomplishment. The vapes make me choke too. I'm telling you. Let me tell you, Kathy, you're not alone. You're not alone. So many negative psychological effects from Chantix, but for some people, it really works. Just talk to your doctor and make sure that you're understanding of all the possible side effects, because this is not the first person that's told me this. I'm one of my coworkers, excuse me, actually got admitted into the hospital for suicidal ideations after the Chantix. So it's not for everybody. It actually made me, when I took it, I felt like I was going to vomit for 30 minutes. Like, did I not want to smoke? I didn't want to open my mouth. I didn't want to do anything but sit there and be like, because I felt so bad. And then when you went to smoke a cigarette, it tasted like aspirin. That's how it worked for me. But there you go. See, all alcohol and a bar related. Exactly. I smoked one at the concert the other night. See, I love my views. I love my views. And the price point's pretty good. They're cheaper than a pack of cigarettes. I use about one cartridge, I'd say every 2 days or so, maybe three. And guess what? If any of you guys have Walmarts, in that little store right by Walmart where you can get gas, like in the front of it or whatever, if you go there and you buy two of the 2 packs of the views instead of a 4 pack, you save like $3 or $4. So Kelly says she's 61 and she smoked for more than half of her life. She planned to quit on 9/13/2004 and did it all the prep stuff, sit for quit kit, joined an online help group, etc. So did you quit? Missing me too. I'm not kidding. Every time, listen, I even like pulled one of my muscles. like coughing from doing this vape thing. And it wasn't until I said, you know what, I'm just not. I'm just not. If you don't have another option and all you have is the views, then you're going to smoke the views. Then when you have no other option and you just smoke the views, you realize that I haven't thought about smoking in like an hour. I'm telling you. So Kelly did quit in 2004 is what she's saying. And she said, keep sucking on a candy disc is what she meant, and doing mind games. I'm telling you. And a lot of it is like, you got to almost scare yourself straight with some of this. And I had a doctor one time telling me, once you get to 20 pack years, the possibilities of developing chronic illnesses related to smoking, it like the percentage goes way up. And 20 pack years is say you calculate a pack year by saying, so if you smoke 1 pack a year for 20 years, that's 20 pack years. If you smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day for 20 years, that's 40 pack years. So it's true. I know, me neither. It's so nice. And it's so weird because like now that I've quit, now you can smell it from a mile away, you know? And there's not enough evidence-based studies out about this vaping yet. I know a lot of the news stories said that it's bad for you, popcorn lung, whatever. But I'm convinced that it has to be better than all the other ingredients that are in cigarettes. And I know that I have a horrible cough right now, but it's in no way related. My whole family has it. Just common cold, I think. But the coughing in the morning, half a pack a day for 34 years, that's going to be like less than 20. I don't know. I'm not good at math. So you divide the 34 years, huge, basically, whatever that is. That's how many pack years you have. Yeah, see, and to me, you've got to have your mind made up. That's half the battle. Is if you want to, you'll do it. And I'm sure there'll be a point in time that I don't smoke this views anymore, because to me, I mean, I like it. It's almost like a crutch. Like I'm sure I could switch over to nicotine gum or something. But here, two views are 2 cartridges for $10. I think that's how much they are here too. But they're like, if you go to Walmart and if you go to views.com or something, there's tons of coupons. Yes, Kelly, that's when I started. I started smoking like that in college. I was not a high school smoker. Good morning, Julie. How are you? I think you missed a lot last night, girl. Um, but yeah, that's what I did. And listen, I was an asthmatic. And so for me to start smoking, it was like not like I was coughing and hacking. It's not like it was complimentary to me. But I did it because it helped. It helped me study. Nursing school is not easy. I'm sure I'm pretty sure Kelly's a doctor, and it wasn't easy for her either. So you just kind of get into these habits, and then it's hard to break them. But yeah, so kudos to everybody that's quit smoking. Oh, everybody's giving Julie love. Well, Julie, I went on and kind of addressed the whole thing last night just to recap. You can go back and watch, but in case you don't have time. Yeah, but PhD is still, stressful. Dissertations and thesis statements and psychology. My gosh, that's a lot. Psychology is such a broad topic and a broad study. Oh, really? Well, Walmart, this was the gas station at the Walmart is what I'm talking about. But oh, you did hear it. Okay, good. And did you know, Julie, that last night after we ended my live, I wake up and Vera is trying to mediate the situation. At first, she just said it was between Siwa, Jen, and Real. And then, but I guess she realized at some point that she was on a panel with Amanda and Dee too. So it got to, I'm going to mediate them and I'm going to see what we can do. I'll talk to Siwa. I'll talk to Queen Sheba and see what she says. Look, again, mediation only works when people agree to do things that aren't easy, like admit their wrongs, say they're sorry. Two of which things, Vera, you're not very good at. How did it go? Like a turd in a punch bowl, in my opinion. It's just my opinion. There was no accountability taken. Like, and Julie, I mean, to this day, she won't admit to giving John my stuff, even though I've tangibly got the screenshots, Still, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I can't. That to me represents a person that can't be broken in terms of taking accountability. Yes, turning a punch bowl is about as bad as it can get, right? Yes, it's on prayer. It's on, thank you, Kelly. It is on Amanda's page, Amanda's prayer jar. Y'all never heard that? Oh, I'm gonna have to use it more. And like I said, I wish I could think and believe in my heart that the intentions were good there. But I'm sorry that your reputation is tainted, Vera. And at this point in the game, you've really done some questionable things to so many people. I don't understand it either. Missy Tessa. It's not that hard, and it is such a relief. Like, see what keeps spouting, Brooke is the one that called the cops on John. No, I didn't call. Let's if we're going to be technical here. Did I call somebody to call? Yes. Does that make me equally as guilty? Absolutely. But you know the story, and instead of saying it like that, it makes me look more villainous if you tell it the other way. But let's also circle back to the fact that I've already admitted this publicly back on September 11th. Why do you keep trying to throw shade? All I'm trying to say is if I can do it, then Phil should be able to do it. Siwa should be able to do it. Maria should be able to do it. Vera should be able to do it. All, air quotes, doctors should be able to do it. But unfortunately, I don't have that great of faith in any of those people because they have yet to take accountability for anything they've done thus far. Exactly. Oh, shoot. If that home phone rings much more, I'm gonna get up and go stop it. Oh, thanks, Kate. I never even realized that in my conversation that I did that until I guess I got on here. Oh my gosh, I have to go. I think I need this other phone. Hold on 1 second. It's gonna stop as soon as I get over here. Publishers Clearinghouse and it stopped. They still do that? Publishers Clearinghouse calling me for Ed McMahon. Yes, it is relieving to admit it. Thank you, Cooch. And I don't think, and I don't see any of these people, because what have we seen so far? What have we seen so far? We've seen it's Brooke's fault, Phil. It's all Brooke. She made me do it. She made me call these people. She made me get Siwa's documents. She made me. Meanwhile, I'm over here like, okay, that's fine. If you're that much of a JJ and you cannot admit what you've done and admit your part, and not only that, but how long, I want to still know, I need to know, how long did it take you to unsend every message you've ever sent to me so that you could screenshot my DMs and post them as if it's some kind of proof of your innocence? Do you not understand that makes you look more guilty? If there was nothing to hide, you'd have left what you said. But see, what you said was probably far worse than what I said. And it does feel good. There's nothing any of you could bring to the table anymore about things that I've done to people because it's all out and I've admitted it. Isn't that a freaking what a concept? What a freaking concept. Tell the truth. Admit what you do. You couldn't even admit to being slurring your words last night and having a drink or two or whatever it was. You can't even admit that you sounded drunk or on medication. It could have been Benadryl. But instead it's no, I'm not. Okay. Who Envy is and why he goes after who's Envy? And he goes after a JY so dang hard. Listen, I don't know who Envy is. No. Oh, well, that's really nice of her. And I'm gonna go back and talk about that. Like, does not anybody not see through this shit? 2 times or 3 times, correct me if I'm wrong, this video was played. After both times, the witch says, I don't really think that that's appropriate. That's really not appropriate. At first, it was just, we need to take that out about Brooks TV. That she continues to spout that happens on a frequent basis and every day of my life, and I'm living with an abuser. No, bitch. We had an issue. It was fixed. But for you to keep saying, she lives with her abuser, that's really, really sad. I wish she'd get out of that. Shut the fuck up. I'm not like you. I don't just sit around and take shit from people. I've got a career. I've got 2 jobs, actually. And I am just fine on my own if ever need be. Don't worry about me. Worry about you. You're the one that's in a perpetual victim situation. So stop projecting. But anyway, she says, it's not appropriate. I'm like thinking to myself, well, then why did you play it? You don't think it's appropriate, it needs to be edited. Were you just itching that much to play it with all of its inappropriateness? Because that makes you a hypocrite. Then she plays it again. And then she decides to say, that's really not cool what they said about Julie. Come on, guys, come on. Let's take that out about Julie. Again, you just played it on your channel. Most people that truly believe something's inappropriate or not, a cool thing to do, would have waited till it was edited. And let's be real. If you edit all that crap out about everybody, then what's left of the song? That was the whole song, making fun of Julie and making fun of me, making fun of Teresa and Skelly. I left us 3 basically out of the whole complaint last night because to me, what air quotes doctor is doing to a patient that has just learned some freaking bad news, even though, like I said, ad nauseum, Julie, you're going to be just fine because you're a strong woman and you're a good person and you're going to be just fine. And you're a smart person. But it doesn't matter. Everybody wants to hold me to these standards because I'm a nurse and I don't have to believe everything that people say. I don't give a shit what it's about. But an air quote doctor is going to sit there and make diagnoses and put it to music. That doesn't make any sense. She should have never played the song in the first place. She's just as bad as Lita. But guess what she said? Did anybody catch that too? What a little small butter knife jab. Oh, it wasn't me, actually. All I did, guys, was put the graphics on there. That's all I did. Lita is the one that came up with the lyrics. Lita did that. So don't come at me, guys. Don't come at me, guys. So people that are intelligent look at you and think you're a laughing stock, Siwa. Because if you didn't think it was appropriate for more than one reason and more than 75% of the song, why was it played? Because you don't care. Because the things that you say and bringing up Julie and bringing me up, and I really don't want this for these people, guys. I really don't. That's your way of passively throwing shade without throwing shade. Does that make sense? Just bringing it up, pisses everybody off. Julie doesn't think you shouldn't talk anything about Julie, okay, ever again after the horrible, nasty shit you've already said about her. Leave her name out of your mouth. Okay, me too. But that's your way of, instead of being like, ha ha, Brooke got, look at her, Brooke. Instead of doing that, you're like, God bless her. Bless me. I really hope she gets out of that situation. What situation? The one you hope I'm in? You don't know anything about me or my family. But what I do know is that my husband is prepared to contact your husband, since we already have a point of contact in our messages. Because once I told him what you said, girl, that is putting this on my husband. You're not coming after me. You're coming after my husband. And you're making, and then Lita wants to be like, oh my gosh, she gets her ass beat all the time. Lita, you're a doctor. You're a mandated reporter. Why are you making songs? And I do too. I know, Julie. And that's why I just love you to death. Your aura, your whole everything about you is so positive and uplifting. Not today's Satan. Someone said laundry is dirty was, wait, what? Said laundry is dirty was Phil. And I accused someone of being, I guess I'm on my, whoa, I missed a lot of comments, huh? Where's not today, Satan? Oh, I see. I can't with Siwa and Lita people. They sound like a bunch of screeching lunatics. I mean, and, you know, just because you feel like, I just don't understand why you even have a leg to stand on over there. Don't you think at this point we just all need to just duke it out one last time and see the last one is standing and be done? So that's again why I welcome all of you. Let's do this. Let's have a discussion. Let's air our grievances out. Let's make it better. Let's call people out and make them take accountability, say we're sorry, and move on. But you can't, because then what will you do? What will you do, Siwa, for your content? You've yet to do anything worth a shit. I mean, let's be honest. Oh, I'll be honest. My content has only, with the exception of one live stream, been about this crap. And when it stops, then guess what I'll do? Have more time to develop some content. I'm sure. Maybe I'll do, everybody's asking me in my DMs and whatnot, do a makeup tutorial. That sounds like a great idea. I love the fact that Real does trivia on Saturday nights. I would love to, put some, and I don't even want to say this out loud, because next thing we'll know, we'll be like, trivia night, because she can't think, she has no free thinking ability of whatsoever. She is a copycat, for lack of a better term. Like zero ability to think for herself. She plagiarizes everybody's thoughts and statements. Sorry. Girl, listen, Dr. Zimmer, I'm just going to be real with you. I would like to know that. I would love to know that. And she said because she's such a celebrity, they've sealed her medical license. Dr. Zimmer, have you ever heard of anything of the sort, of people that are Z-list celebrities getting their credentials sealed from the public, of which they take care of? Because it's more convenient for the credential holder? I'm just saying. I mean, what kind of Twilight Zone? Yeah, exactly. And that's what she said one time. Brooke, I would have helped you. You were literally the last person I would ever go to for any sort of help. Okay, you need to go, girl. Don't even worry about helping me. You need to go help yourself. You know what I'm saying? I don't rent a room. I don't. I don't magnet fish for valuables to go pawn. That's sad. Thank you. And we're going to talk about that just for a smidgen, for a second. I mean, I've been on almost an hour, and I don't want to make this too long. I know she's bullshitting. And why are there people that buy this like a freaking, like, It blows my mind. Why? In terms of this mediation, when it comes to her, that's going to be part of it. Put up or shut up and quit saying that you are. And quit coming at everybody that asks you about your credentialing and your residency program and what. The only thing I've ever heard from you is that you knew the lengths of coats for a residency program. Ooh. If you don't know, short coat is medical student, mid-length coat is a resident, and long coat is a fellow. It would be if there was one. The medical board has to be an open book. Imagine, let's say if somebody went to the hospital and air quotes doctor was their doctor and some horrible botched thing or another happened. And that patient tries to go home and find this medical license number so they can contact the board. An actual, like this is hypothetical, Ann Graham, but these are the things you contact boards for, okay? Just FYI. Contacted the board because of some horrible discrepancy, something that happened, and they can't find it because she was on 90 Day Fiance. Oh, well, I guess my complaint just goes out the window then. I guess that you are not subject to the same disciplinary action if you mess up as every other doctor on the planet, right? Is that what you want everybody to believe? Because every doctor I know has time to make 4 songs shading people in one day. Really. I guess so. Did a slumber party day after John? What does that mean? Thank you. And, next time I'm stuck somewhere in a grocery line or something like that, because I'm not going to spend my valuable time on these people like I'm doing now. I'm going to go ahead and Google. There's got to be celebrities. I know Mayim Bialik, I think, went to Harvard, and she is a neuroscientist, but that's not the same as a doctor. I can't think of his name. The one Asian comedian that was a doctor, I believe, in Houston, but he's let his license for. I'm not sure if he keeps up his license. But these are the people that we need to look for as the precedent of celebrities with licensing. And if theirs is available, then why would hers not be? Like I said, I can lead horses to water, but I can't make them drink. Kelly. Neuroscientist. Okay, but I'm not sure if those hold credentials. These have to be practitioners that actually put their hands on the public. Licensing, whether it's CNA, whether it's, and like I said, I will not even be rude. I will be the most pleasant individual. Let's talk basic medicine and put this to rest. Please don't sit over there and make beatbox bullshit lying songs to hurt people like Julie or like I said, take me out of the equation. I could give 2 fucks what y'all all say because it's like so annoying to hear y'all repeating the same bullshit lie after lie after lie after lie. Yes, I saw her. I saw her doing that. I love Beaches is one of my all-time favorite movies. I would watch it on VHS and then rewind it and watch it again. And that probably went on for 6 months. Good morning, Amanda. I'm sorry, I tried to call you, and this would not have happened had you answered. Because I was like, what the fuck was this shit? You know what I'm saying? Whenever I watched your live from last night, I was like, well, if this isn't the chief of the moral police, I don't know what is. This is awfully early for me to be watching such horse shit. That's an interesting question. Is it illegal to claim to be a doctor and not be? I would have to say it has to be, just like Dirty John. Is it illegal to claim to be an attorney? I'm not sure. We sure have somebody out of Utah calling my police department saying they're an attorney. They have somebody in Utah going to one of the co-plaintiffs on a federal lawsuit presenting themselves as an attorney to her also. Janelle. I had to correct Janelle twice from Teen Mom. That Utah girl is not your attorney. You are still a mod. What are you talking about? I'm not falling for this. You are not removed as a mod, and we already had a fake Christy Denver in here last night. Well, that would be a great moderator 148. You've just got all the best ideas. That would be a wonderful beginning to my content so that we can discover together why everybody says she is the most hated, immature, irrational, entitled brat that I've ever seen. See, that can't be Amanda. But see what I mean? I did not demod you, Amanda, if this is Amanda. And here's fact. Why would anybody breathe oxygen into anything that animal hat wearing, triple dipped in psycho, I'm assuming lunatic does or says? You know, I'm not sure. But the thing is like if my closet is full of skeletons to that degree to where I have to tote around, continue a lie that I'll never be able to stop lying about because the realization and the reality of coming out of that lie is too intense for me to be dealing with, aka air quote doctor, then, you know, she perpetuates the bullshit. This is another perfect example of someone that will never be able to admit what they've done. They will never be able to come off with this lie. Ever. All right, I'm going to trust you. I'm going to drop the link. Are you on a different account or something? How is it her? We'll see. Oh, yeah. And like I said, like it's not totally obvious who came in here as fake Christy Denver, Phil. Why are you so obsessed with that woman? I know she's gorgeous, but Jesus. Well, what the frick? Did I get hacked? Because we all know that some people's capabilities are way greater than they play themselves off to have. Again, nobody click a link from him. See, well, I'm sure he's got your freaking IP and knows exactly where you are. Because fun fact, when you take somebody's IP and you type it into Google, it gives you a latitude and longitude.
Morning.
Good morning. And when you type that latitude and longitude in somewhere, it gives you a damn near bingo spot on where they're located. So he's like, nobody knows where I'm at. Well, whatever. I guarantee you.
You are running a mile a minute.
That's because I had a very strong cup of coffee and I went to sleep last night and slept fair. But then I got heated AF when I woke up and saw this. Mediating. No, I'm not. Like, I just can't. The queen of not taking accountability is trying to lead the troops into a mediation. Girl.
I know.
But I'm not gonna
texts. We're with you. We get it. We got it. We know. We agree.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty much almost done anyway. I didn't want to go for more than an hour.
You've been on here an hour?
Mm-hmm. Trying to go to my chat and remod you.
Yeah, you ho. What's that about?
I have no idea. Like my whole point was, it's like, so, girl, I don't know.
Since I'm up here, hey Maria.
How did
starting on my live? I was using soap to wash my hands after I went to the bathroom.
There it is. And I mean, first thing this morning, Maria's got to be, hey, let's talk about the fact that y'all's friend
4 o'clock
Vera.
In the morning.
Yeah, 4 o'clock in the morning. I mean, what a stalker. Y'all are a bunch of stalkers.
She's on there. And then she goes in with a fake account and sends me this link, and or sends me this comment, and she's like, "Go to this many minutes and this many seconds, and you farted and da 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 da."
Yeah,
And then she
Amanda,
goes on her. Then
good.
she's crazy enough to go on her page and make a post about it and say, "Oh, when you fart and you have to take your channel, your page down, like, I didn't take not my page. When you fart and you take their video down, bitch, video's still up. I didn't take it down. That's how you heard it, dumbass."
Oh, can we just get everybody's over there's brain cells and collect them all and form one rational, logical mind that can make somewhat sense of everything that they say and do, please?
Please.
Because it's really tiring having to dumb myself down. Exactly. Everybody farts. So, Maria, do you not fart now? But it wasn't, like she said, I'm sure Amanda, some of the things, Amanda, if y'all haven't caught them, she's not really afraid to say things at all about anything. So I'm pretty sure she'd have been like, yeah, oops. But
Yeah, no shame in my game. Like, if it happened, it happened, but it didn't. So keep it moving. Like, Maria's just looking for any little creak, any little whatever.
any little wrinkle in anybody, but yet the wrinkles and are so bad over there. You know, all of y'all's inconsistencies and all the things that you want to. Maria, why do you always start it? Brooke did this to my kid. No, you started a whole ass freaking page before anybody even followed you. Granted, it might have had 10 people on it, but you were posting my daddy, Amanda's brother. You were doing all this before you had any kind of
All our children.
That's what lit the fire inside of my ass to come after you. That. Like, and then you did it again on your new page. You did it all over again, same song and dance.
That just shows you how she is. Let me tell you guys something. Okay, so yes, last night when we were live on your channel, Brooke, I was over incognito mode so that, she didn't get a view. But I was over and she was live. I listened to like a 10-second snippet, but twice, I think I did that. But then I didn't listen to anything else, because I cannot stand the sound of her voice. And I was just in her chat, right? And I watched the chat through the whole live, until we ended. And that's the first time I've been to her channel in quite a while. I don't personally watch Siwa. I truly have not gone and watched Amzi's hate streams against me. I don't go and actively search out, ways to watch on Instagram. I don't go and try and find socks to watch Jen's lives on Instagram. I don't watch Jen's YouTube on YouTube. I don't like these people, Phil, Lita, any of them. I don't watch them. So I don't like them. I don't care what they're saying. I don't want to hear it. I can't stand their voices. I don't watch them. Why is it that Maria is up at 4 a.m, listening for stuff, searching it out, watching streams that people she has hatred for, massive hatred for? It just shows that she doesn't want to stop. What do normal people do on a Monday morning when they wake up? They make their coffee, they take a shower. Maria runs to the fucking computer and starts looking for dirt that she can, anything she can twist or spin or twist or anything, even if she hears a little creak and she thinks it's a fart, the littlest thing, even that, just so she can start the week off stirring some shit up.
Yeah.
I don't understand it, because I really do not go. You know me. You told me, oh shit, yeah, and then she's like, yeah, and sure, why would her parents be coming home after church in the middle of the night? I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, I had to
What?
tell Amanda that because I had a whole list of what I was going to
Who
talk about
said
last
that?
night. And I was telling Amanda about it. She was like, wait, what? I was like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, wanting to jump through my computer screen. I'm like, no, you dumb dumb. If for the people in the back, I mean, we can talk slow and concise so you get it. But no, and it's not, I don't even think anymore because you'd have to be almost deaf to not understand. It's that the propagation of the continuance of the lies and the half truths. She wants to do it. It's not because she doesn't understand it or doesn't know the truth. It's because she wants to continue to exaggerate. Exaggerate your own life story. See what all you want to till your little heart's content. Okay. I would suggest you start writing things down though, so that you can remember the things that you say that aren't true about whatever. But you're not going to sit there and continue to base your stories about me to your followers to villainize me and my friends in their half truths. And the other half is just whatever the hell you want it to be. Jesus. I'm to the point where I don't even think it's a problem of communication or the lack thereof. It's the fact that that's what you choose to do. Why wouldn't you? You do it about your own stories. She's like, and I never did say that that surgeon didn't want it. She literally, I remember, like, I've got this innate ability to remember where I'm standing or driving or
I do too.
sitting when I hear certain things. And at that point in time, I was going over the overpass, fixing to take the Houston exit. When you said, because I remember I laughed out loud. I don't laugh out loud. It takes a lot. Okay. And one of that statement, Miss, I need some witch supplies. Please send money to my Cash App, is saying, I broke up with a surgeon, which, by the way, the calculation of his age, it doesn't matter, see what, no matter how you chop it, it doesn't add up. Even if he's 30, he's not out of fellowship yet. 35, whatever you say. But the best part of that story is that she broke up with him because he would not quit buying her things. That is so funny.
Totally believe that.
And you said
Totally
it.
buy that.
And you said, no, I never said that. You also said, ha ha ha, I got Trisha's kid taken away and it was justified, guys. It was justified.
Exactly.
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 Exactly. That's who y'all are. That's who y'all's leader is. The day that I get on and I'm like, ratchet, is the day that I'm getting off the internet. How embarrassing.
I'm embarrassed for her.
Jesus. I mean, and so she goes on to say, I never said that about the surgeon. I never said that. Why? Because you can't remember. Do you know that oh, Dr. Zimmer, maybe you can verify this for me. I heard this once before. I've never taken the time to Google it, but it makes perfect sense, and that's why I haven't. I heard that the human brain is completely unable to recall a lie. Is that true?
I don't know. If Amber claims to have magical powers and can shut that shit down over there, over fucking yonder in the psycho ward, I'll pay homage to her. I'll fucking
Not true.
whatever the fuck she needs. I'll do it. She can get it done. Cause I'm
I'm
sick
gonna
and
have to.
tired of them coming for my family.
I'm gonna have to look this up. Not that I don't believe you, but I know that I've heard this in more than one instance. So let me. Um, well, even if most humans can, she can't. Okay, hold on.
I'm not even looking at the chat. I'm so tired.
Well, you can jump down, Amanda, if you want. I just wanted to make sure it was you, and I'm not going to be on much longer because it's past 9:30. I need to get some stuff done around my house, like cleaning and laundry and those type of things.
Yeah, I gotta get in the shower. I gotta go to the doctor. I'm gonna drop down, but
Okay,
I
girl.
love you.
Love you.
Love you all, whoever's in the chat. I'm not looking 'cause I'm tired. My eyes aren't open, but I love you.
Love ya. Okay. Pathological liars will absolutely recall lies that they've told. Your brain will fight lying. It's called cognitive dissonance. Now, I've heard of that. So basically, if you told a lie and you've told so many and you're not pathological because, well, I don't know what causes somebody to be pathological, just the amount of lies that they tell or the ability to recall them versus somebody that just talks a bunch of bullshit. I mean, there's got to be some caveat to what I've heard. I'm sure it wasn't as easy as the brain can't remember a lie, but well, my question is, I've always heard that the effectiveness of like, so say for example, you tell a lie 6 months ago to somebody. Well, when it's brought up again in conversation and you're talking about it, that the brain might not effectively be able to recall that lie and might instead tell the truth or vice versa. I don't know. It's just something that I heard a long time ago that I really want to look into because it makes such perfect sense here because the lies that I've heard with my own ears, you sit up there to this day, even though you know you've got these videos hidden somewhere in your channel that what I'm saying is true, you're going to get up there on your panel and say, I never said that. I never didn't say that. I didn't, no, it didn't. Either you don't remember or you're lying again. Okay, there we go. It's very hard to keep up with an elaborate lie, and that's correct. It's because the cascade of events are you tell a lie, then you tell a lie to cover that lie up, and then you tell another lie because you got to cover that lie up, and then that lie has to be covered up. So what happens? Class, you guessed it, you tell another lie. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Because Cooch was in a chat, when no speaking of R was ever brought up, about my child that's 30, it was said in it was in complete jest. And then you're going to go run with it to incriminate innocent people because they were in a chat? Because Cooch was modding? I think that's a great idea, Julie. You're giving me all kinds of ideas. I'm going to write this down. Let's do commentary on air quote doctor's season. Okay, that's one. And then I think Julie also said we should have a live discussion about the embarrassing fart moments. It's another great idea. And last, actual intelligent discussion about lies and the human brain. I'm going to really make it simple for everybody that's watching that like to tell lies about people. It's just easier to tell the truth about yourself and others. Say, well, yes, but that's true of facts also. You have to repeat the memory or lie to recall it correctly. That makes such perfect sense of why we're, all of us are like beating our heads up against the wall whenever something gets brought up and it gets refuted by the very person that said it. Yeah, see? Exactly. Lies are not facts, so it's more difficult to remember. Exactly. And the brain is amazing. What an amazing organ. You sure are 148. And that's the thing. But the thing about it is instead of, it's like she's created a whole cult-like following of people that believe her. You got Anne Graham from Scotland calling my nursing board. Fuck you. I mean, seriously, get a life. Go brush your teeth. Take a shower. Get that brassy hair color of yours and tone it down some. What else do you want me to say? You're going to write my board of nursing? Show the proof. Post the proof that you did. Because at this point, I want you to. Because if you don't think I'm building up a paper trail of all you fools, you're sadly mistaken. Or if Siwa said it, it must be true. Thank you. Oh my God, I swear it's like breathing. I don't even realize I'm doing it. And I think I've told y'all before that my mom's just like this. My mom has given me the trait of having to interject people's likeness into conversations just to get the full picture. But I think I've basically made my point. Air quotes, doctor, why don't you go take care of some patients, or, do some plan of cares or whatever it is that you've got to do, instead of making beats. Like, look, I work with residents and fellows and medical students, and I work in this population of people. You act like I don't know what I'm talking about, and they barely have time to eat, much less make up bullying hate songs about people. Justice for Maria. And wait till girl, you want to really poke Monica and tell her to get the fuck out of here? Everybody has wanted you to get the fuck out of everybody's face for years. Huh. I mean, but yeah, let me look into that right before we leave. And it is because I've had to look at, let's say, is it illegal to falsely claim to be a medical doctor? I mean, the first thing that pops up, where are we at? Yeah, it looks like you need to call the fraud and abuse section of the Office of the Inspector General. It's oig.hhs.gov. The civil FCA protects the government from being overcharged. Okay, that's not right. Let's see. Fraud and abuse. Is it illegal to claim you're a medical doctor? Okay, it says it's most likely not illegal to claim you are a doctor unless you are actually practicing medicine. And that's one. And I'm sure it must be different for every state, but to go in and double down and say, but the thing is I really do think she does have some kind of a medical job. So that might be a slippery slope, and it might be something interesting to find out. Yes, Kelly, we should. That would be awesome. And that's what people, yeah, I know. You don't have to be on camera. I was on camera the other night. The one time I decided to go on camera on my channel, I'm wasted on wine. I was fine. If I would have stopped at the wine, it was when I brought that whiskey out. I was all downhill from there. Now I do remember. Congratulations. See, that's something to celebrate. Congratulations. What an amazing defeat. I'm so happy to hear that, Kelly. Now I remember. That is awesome. Oh, and I'll say prayers for every person in here that's got any kind of issues or anything, because at the end of the day, it's a lot. That people have to deal with these things in their private life. I'm so excited for you, Kelly. Like I said, I totally, until you reminded me, I didn't remember that, but now I do. And I couldn't be happier for you. But that would be wonderful. You don't have to show your face. You could come up as a little Avi, just like me. And miracles do happen, you guys. Would be another good discussion. I've seen so many medical miracles. I've seen so many things that defy science. Things that should never happen to patients. Oh God, I've got the one crazy story, but yeah, happens all the time. Oh yeah, exactly. Don't pray they might crucify me and say I'm being anti-Semitic or whatever it's called, whatever. No, I believe in the power of prayer. I believe in the power of positivity. Oh yeah, show me. Listen, I think people that have just beat cancer's ass and have no hair, that is the sign of a strong person, and you should just be, I mean, I'm not going to tell you how to feel about it. I'm sure everybody's different, but girl, I would just be empowered. I mean, that is amazing. Not to just beat cancer once, but beat it twice. Yes, 148. I thought about that yesterday when I saw a picture of your sweet daddy yesterday that you posted. I thought about that. I thought about how sick he was, if that's the time you're talking about. And here he is at the dinner table, just eating some lunch, some dinner with his daughter and his wife. You know, like, do you? I would. I mean, how easy is that? Talk about no nonsense, no nonsense. Getting ready in the morning. I was diagnosed in 2019 with 3 or 4 melanoma. I fall under the 2% in which I could not diagnose, but I'm either one. Had scans last week and negative. I'm good. See, God is so good. God is so good. I will put Julie on my healing crystal grid that I'm making soon, if that's okay with Julie. She said, sure. Well, you know, it's because that's just even something as such as praying gets twisted into being nefarious in this, because that's the game. This is the game. The game is to, let's see who can make somebody look worse. And my part of the game is like, I am doing my best to tell only the truth. Like, I'm not sitting over here lying about anything that I'm saying. I'm telling you what I've heard her say. I'm telling you what she contends now. Or it's just not she, they. I've not heard anybody over there take accountability for anything. And that's where this needs to start. So you have choice. I'm on Rock the Mind Garden on IG and YouTube, but not interested in growing either. I just documented my story. You'll see me plenty on there. Okay, well, everybody go sub to Kelly's channel. I want to definitely take a look at and watch that, because there's a lot to learn from people watching them navigate through things in their life. And it can totally give people hope and guidance and strength and everything. I want to follow as well as soon as I get out of here. Let me actually look it up on my phone. It's called, again, I'm gonna put it back up. The Rock Mind Garden. Rock the Mind Garden. Kelly, could you send me a link? Or if anybody finds it, or if mods, you can find it, you can put the link in the chat. Yeah, I mean, and she is, like, everybody's like, oh, she's a fake Christian. No, as long that she's got her little boy. And look, I have not seen a Catholic, like, people that are this Catholic as Amanda at her age typically don't exist anymore. I haven't seen anybody that devout since my grandmother. And my grandmother was raised the way Amanda raises her child, doing novenas, making them, you know, instilling in the importance of everyday relationship and walk with God. And for anybody to say she's a fake Christian, again, it's a narrative you want to push on shit that you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, sorry. My nephew had 11 hours to live 14 years ago, and he's now living a happy, full life. Exactly. And that is those are the cases and the patients that you go to work for every day. Sure, you go to work to help everybody, but when you actually take care of people that are circling the drain and are dying in front of your face, and you can save them and let them walk out of the facility, it's the most gratifying experience in my career when that happens. And being positive is such a huge key in chronic disease management. That's why you'll see a lot of people that are on that have chronic illnesses get put on an antidepressant, because man, it's just not easy. Found it on YouTube. Good. I need to find it. So if somebody could just DM me the link, because I can't find it. Rock the Mind Garden with Doc Zimmer. Okay, now that might be more with Doc. Oh, there's your pretty face. Found you. There we go. Subscribed. But anyway, look, that's a sign. I've been on for a while now, and it's time to let me go mute this phone. Very house again. I'm gonna get started on my duties, my laundry, my other stuff. This has been a really good conversation. Oh my God. See, arts, another situation you're likely not to get out of once you get into it. And I am an ICU nurse, but oh, I need to call my dentist. That's who that was calling me. I definitely need to call them because I went to an appointment on Saturday, yes, Saturday, and they weren't there. But yes, ARDS. Let me tell you how hard it is to come back from ARDS when you're on a vent. This comment here is not an exaggeration. When you get into ARDS, you maximize a ventilator. So your PEEP is all the way up, your AC pressures are all the way up. You get to the point where it's basically like lungs are very friable. Lungs remind me a lot. And when you're in a situation where you've got a cracked chest and you hear and you can see lungs, they're like mylar balloons. They literally are that friable. And that's what a normal lung is. It's like a mylar balloon. It even sounds like that when they're breathing, like mylar balloons. When you're on ARDS, you're basically trying to make something that's as thin and friable as a mylar balloon. It turns into solid. It basically goes from something that you can squeeze very easily to something you can't squeeze at all. So it causes the CO2 to drive up in patients. It causes, acidosis, respiratory acidosis, which then causes your lactic acid to creep up. Your lactic acid, once it gets over like a 2.0, your mortality rate, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, goes up something like 80%. And sepsis and ventilator-assisted pneumonia, all this cascade of pathophysiology happens. And so for her to have had ARDS and live to tell about it is miraculous to me. Just like Natalie, who was in here last night, who's been on ECMO twice. Again, this is stuff you don't hear about because it very rarely happens. And everybody that has escaped these kind of plaguing situations with their health, that lives to tell about it, are an inspiration to anybody else that might encounter this or has a family member encountering it, because modern medicine these days partially eradicates most people's death sentences, and that's the truth. What's a death sentence to a liver? Oh, thank you, Marie. It was a good chat. I started out being a bitch, but we ended up kind of migrating over to positivity. I like that. What's a death sentence to a liver? ARDS. ARDS is acute respiratory distress syndrome, and basically your lungs become not ventable. You start, like I said, your alveoli and your lungs, which are little bitty sacs that transport oxygen, and they move the oxygen inside the cells and whatnot. Anyway, it's kind of, I'll get in too deep to this. They collapse, and you have to have these little bubbles within your lungs to make your lungs work. And in ARDS, they're like non-existent. As a result of ARDS, I think that it's more like after ARDS, you're looking at more like a multi-organ failure. The first to fail would be the kidneys. Whenever you're dealing with your kidneys trying to have compensation, whenever you're in a respiratory acidotic or alkalotic state, your kidneys will compensate for that to keep your body pH as good as it can be, because the pH is all we've got. You've got to have your pH between 7.35 and 7.45, or you're going to either go into alkalosis or acidosis, and either one is not. Once it gets too far, you're not able to really get it back that easily. But so the kidneys are the first to go, usually in the multi-organ failure, whatever you want to call it. And the good news about the kidneys is if they are the first to go in, a lot of times when people lose their blood pressure or get septic or whatever, they're the first to go, but they're also really easy if it's not done. If the acute kidney injury isn't too bad, sometimes, with bicarb drips and other things like that, it can bring the kidneys back. In some instances, people will need dialysis, but they do end up, you can get your kidneys back well again. Your brain, that's another thing that takes a long time to heal, but that's why you hear people being in comas and then all of a sudden waking up. So luckily they were able to turn it around before any failure, but it was freaky. So this COVID stuff scared the crap out of me. Absolutely. And this COVID is so unpredictable, you guys. It's so unpredictable. I thought for sure that when I got COVID, I'd be on a vent. Like I was already making sure people had directives, like you better make sure my hair looks this way. That's me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's stupid stuff that I think about and delegate to my friends. But I knew for sure if when I got COVID, I was going to end up on a ventilator or very least a BiPAP, because I had childhood asthma. Bye, Missy Tessa. But I didn't. I just felt like crap and couldn't taste anything or smell anything. So, yeah, COVID's scary and it's unpredictable. But I'm so glad, Stephanie, that no failure ensued. Good. Third booster, you should be good to go then. But everybody get vaccinated. And I know that's a touchy subject, but it is my duty to tell everybody to get vaccinated because these people that have chronic illnesses and the scary part, y'all, is that some of these patients are 20 years old and they're not sick. They don't have any chronic illnesses, which makes me, and this is just my complete speculation here, because otherwise it doesn't make sense, that this is something in our DNA. The way we respond to this COVID, I think, is predetermined by our structures genetically, because otherwise it doesn't make sense. The first time it went around, it was a lot of diabetic males. Okay, it's like, well, that makes sense. They got more circulating blood sugar. It's probably feeding the virus. But this last time that this stuff hit and came around, there's people with zero, pregnant people, young, pregnant, first-time mothers, or college athletes, or just people that don't have any predisposition to get the sick or get super sick. What was that? What were you asking about? Oh, I didn't even see it. Okay, question. Is the reason COVID affects people differently due to, but yes, I didn't even see you say that, Kelly. I think so. Look, it doesn't make any sense. I want to say, and I've heard, and I don't know if it's true, so this is just something I heard, something about maybe O blood might be a little bit more resistant. And I have O blood. So, but unfortunately, we'll never really know the sequence of events or what happens, because in order to do research, it takes years and years and years to do research to figure these things out, especially if it's new. That's why people struggle, because it's, wait, what? Yes, everybody get vaccinated, because there's people like me that just lost their taste and smell. I didn't have any other symptoms. I'm walking around for 5 days having it before I lost my taste and smell. It did not know. I mean, COVID is a virus. Is that what you're talking about? See, O blood. See, and I don't know if it's true or not. I have not gotten into any evidence-based, research articles or anything like that. But there's probably not that many out there, especially now that this. One of my friends at work got a COVID test, and where I tested it. I'm going to end with this because it is almost 10 o'clock. Oh my God. One of my friends got tested, and on her test, there was literally 20 different things, 20 different strains of COVID. It was like the Delta, the Gamma, whatever. And there was one that was basically the common cold COVID, which obviously is what I got. But I did not on mine, it just was negative or positive. On theirs, it literally detailed out which substrate or whatever of the virus that they had. So it was very interesting. So, and basically each substrate affects everybody differently. But oh, yes, from the CO2 retention, absolutely. You're breathing in your CO2. Yeah, that would be fun for sure. Because I would love to know. There's nothing else I can come up with off the top of my head for being how how unpredictable it is, other than it's got to be a predetermination in our DNA. That'd be fun. Hit me up on Instagram, Kelly. But yeah, mild brain damage from the mask. And what about the COVID brain? I know for a fact I had that. I know for a fact I would not, my long-term memory seemed enhanced, but my short-term was shit. No, same state. Same state. It was one of my coworkers. So I was like, why does it mine? I mean, I obviously had the strain that was not very bad, but on theirs, it gave you a whole list. And it was like, not detected, not detected, not detected, detected. You know what I'm saying? That's what it kind of looked like. Same thing, except it's underscore backup. I lost my other account. That's another story, but that's history, so it doesn't matter. But I need to really get a new IG name. Sometimes I'm just not clever. So it's 90 Days on Blast underscore backup. But I would love to get to the bottom of this. That is it. 90 Days on Blast underscore backup. But anyway, it's 10 o'clock. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful Monday. Yeah, Julie has just thought of so many good ideas, and so is Kelly, about things that we could discuss that doesn't have anything to do with giving these people any oxygen to continue their flames of deception and lies. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like fanning their bullshit anymore. I really want to bring some content and have some good discussions and stuff that makes us learn and grow. And because Jesus Christ, sometimes you can't have an army big enough to fight some of these lunatics, period. It's just the way they are. That's just their tactics are to spread bullshit on people to get them to hope people will believe them. But anyway, thanks everybody for coming. Loved our conversation. Y'all all are amazing women and men, if there's any men in here. But yeah, it was good talking to all of you, and I hope you'll have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. Talk later. Bye, guys.